If you're a man over 60, and you're waking up 3 or 4 times every single night to pee, you're not just losing sleep. You could be missing the one nut that shrinks your prostate faster than any supplement. In fact, I'll show you 5 nuts today, each with its own unique prostate protecting power. And I'll tell you right now, nut number 1 is the king, the one that can completely change your bathroom routine. So stay with me until the end, because I want you to see exactly how my patients have cut down on nighttime bathroom trips, improved their energy, and even gotten their confidence back, just by adding these simple foods. Now, I'm Dr. Mei Anderson. I've been helping men for over 25 years, and I understand how frustrating prostate problems can be. The constant urge, the interrupted sleep, the embarrassment when you're out golfing with friends and need to excuse yourself 3 times in a round. You might feel like you're losing control of your own body. But I want you to know this. You are not stuck, and you don't always need surgery or medications with risky side effects. There are natural, proven ways to ease the pressure, and today's list is one of the easiest places to start. Let's get straight to it, because the faster you take action, the faster you'll feel relief. We'll start with nut number 5, and you'll notice how each nut we move through works in a slightly different way. Think of it like building a team. Each nut plays a position, and together they protect your prostate better than any one of them alone. Nut number 5 is the humble almond. Most men overlook it because they think of almonds as just a snack you eat by the handful. But here's the truth. Almonds are loaded with vitamin E and healthy fats that lower inflammation in your body. Why does that matter? Because when your prostate is inflamed, it swells up like a sponge soaking in water, pressing down on your bladder, making you feel like you need to go every hour. By calming down that inflammation, almonds help shrink that swelling. One of my patients, William, 68 years old, was the classic case. He told me, "Doc, I feel like I live in the bathroom." He started adding just a small handful of almonds to his afternoon routine. Nothing fancy, just a consistent habit. Within weeks, he reported fewer bathroom breaks during the day, and most importantly, he was sleeping through longer stretches at night. That's how quickly the body can respond when you give it the right support. But here's the part most men don't realize. It's not just about almonds alone. The real magic happens when you combine nuts that tackle prostate health from different angles. And that's why nut number 4 shocked even me when I started recommending it years ago. Before I reveal it, let me quickly say this. If you're new here, this is exactly the kind of simple, science-backed advice I share for men over 60 on this channel, Vital Health Seniors. So if you want natural ways to restore your vitality, energy, and performance, make sure you hit that subscribe button right now. You'll fit right in. This is your community. Now nut number 4, and this one is criminally underrated, is the walnut. And no, it's not just brain food. Walnuts contain something called plant sterols, and what they do is help block excess DHT, a hormone that contributes to prostate growth. In other words, walnuts help control one of the key drivers of enlargement at the root cause level. Let me explain in simple terms. Think of DHT like fertilizer. Too much of it, and your prostate grows out of control. Walnuts work like trimming that fertilizer supply, slowing down the growth and even allowing some shrinkage over time. That's not a small deal, because men with lower DHT activity often report not just less prostate pressure, but also better urinary flow and fewer interruptions during the night. I remember Michael, 72, who had been struggling for over a decade. He was tired, frustrated, and worried about losing intimacy with his wife because of constant trips to the bathroom. When I told him to start with just a few walnuts a day, about a small handful, he thought it sounded too simple. But 6 weeks later, he came back smiling saying, "Doc, I don't know what magic is in those walnuts, but I haven't felt this free in years." He still eats them to this day, and his wife even calls them his freedom snack. Now here's where I want you to pay attention. We've only covered nuts number 5 and 4, and already you've seen how just small daily additions can make a big difference. But nut number 3? This one shocked me when I first dug into the research. It's so powerful that I actually tell my patients not to skip it, because without nut number 3, you could be missing the fastest path to shrinking your prostate naturally. I'll tell you exactly what it is in just a moment, but first, let me plant this thought in your mind. Imagine waking up tomorrow, sleeping all the way through the night without a single bathroom trip. Imagine going out on the golf course, or on a long drive, without planning your route around bathrooms. That's the reality many of my patients are living now, and I want you to have the same. Nut number 3 shocked me the first time I read the data. And honestly, it still surprises most of my patients because it's not a nut people usually associate with prostate health. But the science is undeniable. Nut number 3 is the Brazil nut. Just 1 or 2 of these a day gives you a powerful dose of selenium, a mineral that's like rocket fuel for your prostate defenses. Here's why that matters. Selenium acts like your body's cleanup crew. It sweeps away free radicals, those unstable molecules that damage cells and trigger inflammation. When free radicals run wild, your prostate becomes a target. It gets irritated, swollen, and more vulnerable to enlargement. By giving your body selenium, you're putting up a shield, lowering that oxidative stress and protecting the tissue. But it goes deeper. Studies have shown that men with higher selenium intake actually have a reduced risk of prostate issues altogether. And that's not a coincidence. I once had a patient, Robert, 66, who was waking up 5 times a night. He was exhausted. His wife said he looked 10 years older from lack of rest. After adding just 2 Brazil nuts to his morning routine, not a bagful, just 2, he came back after a month saying, "Doc, I can't believe this. I only get up once at night now." That's the kind of difference these simple steps can make. And here's something quotable you'll want to remember. 2 Brazil nuts a day can mean the difference between 4 bathroom trips and 0. Share that with a friend, because most men have no idea such a small change can matter this much. Now we're moving closer to the most powerful nut of all, but first let's talk about nut number 2. And before I reveal it, let me warn you, if you've been skipping this nut, you may have been missing one of the easiest natural protectors your prostate could ever have. Nut number 2 is the pumpkin seed. Yes, technically it's a seed, but in prostate health protocols, I treat it right alongside the nuts because of its unique power. Pumpkin seeds are packed with zinc, and zinc is the mineral your prostate depends on for healthy function. Without enough zinc, your prostate cells can't regulate growth properly. It's like running an engine without oil. Everything grinds down, overheats, and eventually breaks. What pumpkin seeds do is restore that balance. The zinc calms excessive growth signals, helping keep the prostate in check. And here's the kicker. Zinc also supports testosterone production. That means not only can pumpkin seeds help your bathroom habits, but they can also support your energy, confidence, and performance. Let me tell you about Henry, 74. He came to me embarrassed, frustrated, and honestly, he had almost given up. He was dealing with nightly urination, low energy, and even intimacy struggles. I put him on a simple regimen that included a small handful of pumpkin seeds daily. Within a few weeks, not only did his bathroom trips reduce, but he told me, "Doc, I feel like I got my spark back." That's the power of supporting your body at the cellular level. Now, I want you to notice something here. Almonds fight inflammation. Walnuts help block DHT. Brazil nuts protect with selenium. Pumpkin seeds restore zinc balance. Each one is tackling prostate health from a different angle. But there's still one more nut, nut number 1, that ties all of this together. And when you hear what it is, you'll see why I call it the king. But before we get there, let me quickly explain the why behind all of this, because understanding what's happening inside your body makes it easier to take action. When a man crosses 60, the prostate naturally begins to change. Hormones like DHT start climbing, inflammation increases, and oxidative stress builds up. Together, these forces push the prostate to enlarge, like a balloon being overfilled. The problem is that balloon sits right under your bladder. So as it swells, it presses against the bladder and urethra. That's why you feel the urgency, the weak stream, the stop and start flow. It's not your bladder failing. It's your prostate squeezing like a fist around the pipe. Now here's the part most men never hear from their doctor. Your diet can either fuel that pressure or ease it. The wrong foods, too much sugar, processed oils, heavy red meats, pour gasoline on the fire. But the right foods, like the nuts we're talking about, act like water on the flames. They cool inflammation, balance hormones, protect cells, and nourish the prostate so it doesn't have to keep growing. And this is why you'll want to stay with me until nut number 1. Because this final nut doesn't just help. It's the one I've seen give men the fastest relief, sometimes in just weeks. If almonds and walnuts are the support team, nut number 1 is the captain. And I'll reveal it in just a moment. But first, let me ask you this. How different would your life feel if you could go through the night without waking up? If you could sit through a movie with your grandkids, finish a round of golf, or take a road trip without constantly scanning for bathrooms? That's what's at stake here. It's not just about your prostate. It's about your independence, your confidence, your relationships. And I know some of you are thinking, but Dr. Anderson, I've had this problem for years. Can it really be that simple? My answer is yes, because I've seen it over and over again. You don't have to overhaul your entire life. You don't need to swallow a shelf full of supplements. Just start with these 5 nuts. Your body knows what to do when you give it the right fuel. So now the question is, what is nut number 1, the king of prostate protection? The one that pulls all the others together? I'll tell you in just a second. But remember, if you're finding this valuable, don't miss out on what's coming next. On this channel, Vital Health Seniors, I release videos every week with natural, science-backed ways for men over 60 to restore vitality, improve performance, and stay strong for years to come. So if you haven't already, make sure you hit that subscribe button. You'll want to see tomorrow's video especially, because I'll be exposing the number 1 food that secretly enlarges your prostate. And it's something most men eat almost daily. You don't want to miss it. Alright, nut number 1. The king. The one that can change everything. Nut number 1 is the pistachio. Yes, the little green nut you probably crack open by the handful while watching TV. Pistachios are what I call the king of prostate protectors because they hit 2 birds with 1 stone. They improve blood flow and lower inflammation at the same time. Here's why that matters so much. The prostate is like any other organ. It depends on healthy circulation to deliver nutrients and clear away waste. When blood flow is restricted, the prostate struggles, swells, and becomes more sensitive to hormonal changes. Pistachios are rich in something called L-arginine, an amino acid that boosts nitric oxide in your body. Nitric oxide relaxes blood vessels, improves circulation, and helps nutrients reach the prostate more efficiently. But that's not all. Pistachios are also loaded with antioxidants and phytosterols that reduce inflammation and block some of the same DHT activity walnuts target. So while walnuts slow down the fertilizer, pistachios help clear the weeds and water the soil. Together, it's a complete package of support. Now I'll be very clear. This isn't just theory. I've seen pistachios transform men's lives. Take James, 70. He was on the edge of scheduling a surgical procedure because he was so tired of waking up 5 or 6 times a night. His wife begged him to try a natural approach first. I recommended pistachios, just a small handful a day, no salt, no sugar, just plain. 3 weeks later, he walked into my office with a grin and said, "Doc, I can't remember the last time I felt this rested." His bathroom trips dropped to 1, sometimes none. His energy came back. And his relationship with his wife improved because he wasn't exhausted and irritable all the time. Here's another quotable you'll want to hold on to. Pistachios aren't just snacks, they're prostate protectors. So now you've seen all 5. Almonds for inflammation, walnuts for DHT, Brazil nuts for selenium defense, pumpkin seeds for zinc and testosterone, and pistachios for blood flow and overall protection. Think of them as your 5-man defense line. Eat them consistently, and your prostate has a much better chance of staying balanced, calm, and under control. And here's the best part. This isn't complicated. You don't need to memorize fancy protocols. You don't need to spend hundreds on supplements. You just need a simple routine. Here's what I recommend to my patients. A small handful of almonds in the afternoon. A few walnuts as a snack. 2 Brazil nuts in the morning. A small scoop of pumpkin seeds sprinkled on your salad or yogurt. And a handful of pistachios in the evening. That's it. No gimmicks. No massive lifestyle overhaul. Just a 5-nut routine you can put in place today. Now some of you might be thinking, but Dr. Anderson, can something this simple really work? Let me remind you of Robert, who went from 5 bathroom trips to 1 just by adding Brazil nuts. Or Michael, who found his freedom again with walnuts. Or James, who avoided surgery thanks to pistachios. These are real men, just like you in their 60s and 70s, dealing with the same frustrations you're dealing with now. And if they can find relief, so can you. But here's where I want to be very honest. Nuts alone won't solve everything if you're still eating foods that secretly enlarge your prostate. That's why in tomorrow's video, I'll be revealing the #1 food that undoes all this progress. Even if you add these 5 nuts, if you keep eating that one common food, you'll still struggle. So make sure you subscribe right now so you don't miss it. Because this is the missing piece most men never hear about. And let me make a quick challenge for you. Try this 5-nut protocol for just 3 weeks. Then come back to this video and comment below. Tell me how many fewer bathroom trips you're making at night. I want to hear your results, and I guarantee other men will be encouraged when they read your story too. This is exactly why I started Vital Health Seniors. To give men over 60 simple, science-backed strategies to restore their vitality, protect their confidence, and enjoy life again. So if you're tired of waking up all night, tired of feeling less than your best, and you want practical solutions that actually work, this is your home. Subscribe, join the community, and let's tackle this together. Now before I close, let's recap one more time because repetition helps this stick. Almonds lower inflammation. Walnuts reduce DHT. Brazil nut shield with selenium. Pumpkin seeds restore zinc. Pistachios improve blood flow and protect overall. Put these together, and you've got a 5-part strategy that can help shrink your prostate, restore your sleep, and give you your energy back. And here's something I want you to think about tonight when you go to bed. What if you didn't have to get up at 2 a.m.? What if you could sleep through until morning, wake up refreshed, and feel steady on your feet again? That future isn't far away. For many men, it's just a handful of nuts away. So here's my final word: don't wait. Take action today. Your prostate won't fix itself, but your body knows how to heal when you give it the right tools. Start simple. Stay consistent. And let's see what changes for you in the next few weeks. And don't forget, tomorrow's video is critical. I'll reveal the one food you must stop eating if you want all of this progress to stick. Even the 5-nut protocol can't help you if that food stays in your diet. So hit subscribe, turn on the bell, and join me tomorrow. This is Dr. Mei Anderson reminding you. Health is not about age, it's about action. Stay strong, stay confident, and I'll see you in the next video.